Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday, and welcome into ZSR2. Today we have the Skyward Sword Randomizer Season 3 Tournament Losers Bracket Round 4 between the 5-seed YourAverageLink and the 12-seed Mario Runner. Tracking today are Vibrant Viola and Joshi, and on commentary alongside me is KitCot. How are you, Kit?
Yeah, I'm doing good, thank you, Golden. Yeah, I'm excited to commentate this race. YourAverageLink and Mario Runner, both kind of seasoned veterans of this game. And yeah, as I said, I'm excited to see how both these runners do in this best of 3 set.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good race. I mean, obviously you look at the seedings and that gives YourAverageLink a bit of an edge, but Mario Runner has kind of been rounding into form. He came in a little under-practiced, but he beat Audrey, who's the 6th seed, in a 2-0. Yeah, so the file names, YourAverageLink's Wii broke, and he is playing on emulator. I think Mario Runner is thinking he's going to get O2'd. So, interesting file names.
Yeah.
The winner of this best of 3 is going to get to play Sledging in the losers semifinals.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, I think that's I mean, like, all the runners I've made this far have all definitely like proven themselves already. But yeah, we cool to see kind of who advances, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Want to make any predictions on what dungeons we're going to get today? Will we get the mythical LMF seed?
I will say Linear Mining Facility. I will say Earth Temple, and I'm feeling Cistern. I'm feeling those 3.
I was going to go LMF, Cistern, and Fire Sanctuary. So,
all right.
We'll see. The Linear Mining Facility, for whatever reason, is just not getting rolled in this tournament. And welcome in, Raiders from ZSR. You are here just in time for the start of the race.
Yeah. Just getting started. All right, so Sealed Grounds, starting location with the statue, which is always quite interesting. Both immediately checking the hints, which is Clocktoast. No, Desert to Clocktoast, sorry.
Yeah, and so that means we have Ancient Cistern, Volcano Summit.
Mines and caves. Interesting. Yeah, we have Cistern as one of the dungeons.
Yeah, I mean, caves being barren is pretty common.
Oh yeah.
There's our first sword.
Got a sword right off the bat. That's pretty good.
Nobody's checked our dungeons yet.
There we go.
Earth Temple, Ancient Cistern, and Fire Sanctuary.
Okay, so between us, we were like kind of right.
Yeah, I wonder if we're gonna.
Still no LMF.
Yeah, I wonder if we're gonna see the runners do a lot here in Farron. With the Farron start, there are a couple things you can check, but they're not the fastest. So you may just want to go straight to Sky.
Right. Yeah.
Because you're probably skipping the Kikwi Elder's reward. And then after that, there's really only 2 things that you can get for free here. There's a few more things you can beat.
Yeah, I think that's basically what we see YourAverageLink doing here, just going kind of straight to do the Sky and Skylift checks. A lot of the things in Farron often require projectiles or bombs or beetle or some other random item. But there's a lot more like Sphere Zero checks that are close together in the Sky and Skylift regions, at least with like how this map is.
There's a Triforce of Power in Boko Base.
Interesting. So we know that Mogomits are going to be. I mean, they were kind of like mostly required anyway because of Fire Sanctuary. But yeah, that actually, to be fair, if it's on Platz's gift, then no, we won't need them. But otherwise, we are going to need both mitts are going to be a necessity this time.
Yeah, which is not always the case with Fire Sanctuary because these runners definitely know how to break that logic. So for those of you who have not seen Skyward Sword Season 3, to beat the seed, they have to beat all 3 of their required dungeons, they will have to get the Master Sword, which is the level 5 sword, collect all 3 pieces of the Triforce, and the harp. So they'll need whatever they need to beat their dungeons, plus swords, harp, and Triforces. It looks like a silver rupee on the tree. I assume what Mario is doing is he's just doing the first Kikwi here, and is not going to finish this check. The meta in Season 3 has been to put off this check because it's one of the longest ones to get, even though it is free from the beginning with the items we start with. Especially with the Goddess Sword.
Yeah. It's also sometimes hinted, so more often than not, you'll be going through the siege and you'll get the hint that it's dead anyway. So I know a lot of runners will try and gamble on that as well.
Oh yeah, because it's so slow. It's probably the slowest check you can get in these settings.
I think it is. Yeah. Okay, Beetle on the outside.
Okay.
So Yao already getting, I guess, somewhat rewarded for going to Skyloft, at least right now.
Definitely rewarded, because that beetle will let him get a few more checks here in Farron Woods. Okay, you can already tell kind of the dolphin calibration.
Yeah, I know like some people have like no problems with dolphin, and honestly, like, more power to those people. At least from like my personal experience, dolphin was a little bit janky with the motion controls, so I know some people have like they're very like mixed kind of experiences when it comes to dolphin motion controls. I think a lot of it depends on your environment and just the setup you have, but yeah.
Yeah, it takes some practicing. They did start with earrings, yeah, so they had a random starting item. And Yal will be very happy with that gold rupee, because that will let him check quite a few things in Beetle's shop as well. Yeah, as Astanti had said, the mitts are maybe less important early on. Not to say they're not, but they don't actually unlock anything with the Farron start. But the second that they get the ruby tablet, those mitts are very valuable.
Oh yeah.
I realized, what was the hint on Bamboo Island?
Petrus has a sword possibly required, I believe.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah. You're 100% gonna get that. You won't prioritize it, but
yeah.
Beatrice, it takes a little time. You've got to route it in, but it is a Sphere 0 check. You do not need any items whatsoever to get it.
Yeah, the runners could get it right now if they wanted to. Don't know why you'd want to do it right here, right now, but they could do that.
Yeah. I don't think we've seen... we haven't seen Volcanic Island hint, I don't think, from either runner. They might be...
Yeah, I don't think we have.
They might be kind of greeting for a bottle before they do that. And that wallet is useful. Unfortunately, the way this works with the wallets fill your wallet, but you get the money before you pay. So, basically the 200 is free. And yeah, Yala's safe scumming. That's not surprising. Because the 50 and 1,000 had nothing. And he can check all 3 of the 100 items. But he's also setting up a bit magic file here.
This is smart doing it this way. I would normally just save and quit and then copy the file too. I would like combining it with the save scum is actually pretty smart.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if he had gotten something useful, he wouldn't have done it, but...
Oh, of course, yeah.
We're kind of waiting for, I mean, something more here. A tablet of some kind, scale, claw shots.
Yeah. I think
Although Mario didn't... There were 2 beetle-locked things that Mario didn't peek, so...
True. Yeah, I think that just in general, as far as like items go right now, one thing that would be really useful for both these runs would probably be Ruby Tablet, because they have the mitts, they have Beetle, so they could basically just like full clear that entire region. At least like most of main Elden with just the tablet right now.
Yeah. I mean, tablet on Kikui Elder would be funny for us, not funny for the runners.
It would be not very funny for the runners.
Yeah, so far the only useful thing we've seen in Beetle's shop, there's that bottle on 800. And there were gratitude crystals, I think, on 600. And nothing on the 100 item. So... yeah. There's our Ballad of the Goddess. That'll unlock 3 checks right now. If you get the sword from Beatrice. So that could also be where our progression is Thunderhead. And I think if you think you're getting bottlenecked into Thunderhead, you're gonna go get the sword on Beatrice before you do it. So you can get another check there. But yeah, I mean, we really are kind of... We're going to see what's in the waterfall cave. Technically, 5 loose crystals are in logic. We're not going to see the runners do that. But that's more of a put a pin in it if we run out of things.
Right, yeah.
And pray you don't have to. I feel like that's the big thing. Right. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised neither of them went and talked to Oriel before they went here either, because that opens up a check.
Yeah. I feel like that's like one thing, like at least when you do a sky loop, that's like the one thing you would do is talk to Oriel. Okay, there's the whip there as well from Yal.
I mean, that's required to be Ancient Cistern, doesn't unlock anything.
Yeah, not a huge amount right now, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in the overworld, it unlocks... what, 3 things?
Things in the skipper's tree. Yal's not having a good time with that keys right now.
No. Keys kind of troll you.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, and not surprisingly, Yal's warping to start here. So we're going to see him cover a little bit of the ground that Mario got. Plus a couple more beetle lock things here. But we're going to see the runners converge pretty soon here. And yeah, we're going to see... So we saw Yao went into the waterfall cave from the front. Mario is going to do this trick to skydive and go in from the back. Because there's that little time. But, I mean, I would definitely be at the point where if you don't get anything else in Farron, you do think about doing the Keep Wielder.
Yeah, I mean,
as slow as it is.
Yeah, there'll come a point where it's like somewhat worth it, right? Even if it's like, like even if the runners don't want to do it because of how slow it is. But yeah, eventually, it's like when you start to run out of checks, it's like, what do you do?
Yeah. Yeah, because just thinking about what they have to do, there's not a ton. If they don't get anything on these couple checks in Farron. That is a quiver. That does not do anything. But yeah, I think we're going to see Yell do the fence hop to get into Floria. So you can check the hint, check a couple things out of logic here. And that is Tim the Tumbleweed.
That is Tim.
I appreciate Yal taking the 5-second time loss to get our meme item of the community. And yeah, as you see Yal doing a jump slash cheat on this fence. This is one of the, I think it's fair to say, one of the easier tricks in the game. To
yeah.
Bypass logic.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. Mario is going to go into Thunderhead before doing Beatrice, which is interesting to me. That is... Chestin Shack has a beetle. And Gorge Dig Spot is dead. I mean, you're praying that beetle in the Chestin Shack you don't actually have to get.
Right, yeah. Chestin Shack is just getting to the shack on Skipper's Tree is takes a pretty long time. So
yeah,
it's,
and then on top of it, you need the Gus Bellows just for that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, that check isn't always hint because you cannot chest douse for it from the exterior. Yeah, I think we are going to see Yal do Beatrice here. But again, we haven't seen either runner go talk to Oriel yet.
Yeah, there's a few checks here that we haven't seen either runner do. But it's still early days, so still plenty of time for the runners to do those checks.
And nothing here. I didn't see if the chest on the island in Thunderhead had anything.
I think it was pinging.
Yeah. For those of you who've not seen Skyward Sword, what you see them do with the sword, it's called dowsing. It's a game. It's a mechanic in the vanilla game. Unlike some of the other randomizers that have chest texture or chest type or chest size matches contents, we have chest dowsing matches contents. So you can douse for chests that have potential progress items. So you will see them go into the sea dousing a lot. Oh!
Bombay.
Okay. Well, Yal is heading for that right now. Doesn't unlock a ton, but it's 2 more things you can check.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And Bum Bag it's one of those items where you would want to have anyway because in some regions, like in Linearu, it opens up a lot of checks. So once the runners get Amber Tablet, then that's going to be really, really handy.
Yeah, and again, you don't necessarily need it. You can bypass the bomb requirement in Earth Temple and Fire Sanctuary, but well, Mario's last race, we saw some struggles with Bombless Scaldera, and having the bomb bag is easier than not having it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I'm kind of surprised. So their spawn statue is Deep Woods, I'm a little surprised Mario didn't go for it. The hint in Thunderhead was that the digging spot in Linear Gorge is junk. I think it was a treasure of some kind.
I believe it's a goddess plume.
Yeah.
Which kind of confused me because I'm like, goddess harp? No, wait, it's just a plume. Never mind.
Yeah, Mario is gonna do the Keek Wielder here, which I think I think this actually makes sense with how few things you can do. It is really slow, but there's not a lot of options.
Yeah. I think the runners are both starting to get to that point in the seed where there's not a huge amount of locations left. They have to like choose between like one, like, you know, not great play and another not great play, and it's just kind of like choosing like the best worst option, or if you know what I mean.
Yeah, because I mean the other option potentially is you go to Betrot's house, and I think if you're going to do Betrot's house right now, you probably do want to get some loose crystals to check 10, which is slow.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
So, yeah, I mean, if the Keek Whale reward is useful, that's going to set up Mario well. If it's nothing, obviously, if Yao skips it, it saves him time, but this check is only hinted some of the time, not always. So you can't always bank on it being there, and you know, it's entirely possible, for example, that the Gossip Stone in Deep Woods says Fairn Woods is path to something, and that would eat up the hint. That's kind of why I was surprised Mario didn't land in Deep Woods, because there is the hint here. But I have a feeling neither runner may check it. I know I value getting hints, but I'm also generally the slower player in every race, so
I think that getting hints is definitely like a valid, worthwhile strategy, especially if you want to try and get as much information as you can. Because in some instances, that information can be very useful later down the line. But I think that in an ideal world, you'd get hints whilst combining them with other checks that are close and nearby. I think it's like
The reason I mentioned that hint specifically is because they had the landing right by it, and so
right, of course, yeah.
You're not going to go out of your way to get the hint.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we see your average link is down to 6 locations accessible. It's, you know, what? The item from Pero for talking to Oriel, Keek Wielder, Betro 5, Beatrice, this Deep Woods chest. I'm not sure what the other one would be, but there's an early bottleneck somewhere. Could be Betro's house, could be that Thunderhead item that they're putting off. Could be here. Well, that is really useful for Mario right now.
Wow. Okay, that's kind of insane.
Yeah, that Amber tablet is pretty big. I mean, your average link may get something else, but that is a hard require tablet because Linear Desert is path to Coloctos, which is almost certainly our Water Dragon scale or something leading to it.
Right, yeah.
And Mario is also getting Tim the Tumbleweed. We appreciate it.
Hell yeah. Both runners win today.
Yes. I mean, we're probably now 5 or 6 minutes from Yal doing Kikwi Eldred's reward, because he's probably going to do everything else before it.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. So yeah, this puts Mario Runner in a pretty good spot actually. Unless Yal can find a hint somewhere, then that might help Yal here. But yeah, Mario Runner getting that early.
Is Mario gonna go check the hint here in the volcanic island? No.
Yeah, just go straight to the Nehru.
We still have not seen that hint. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think we have. Yeah. Oh, we might have. I might just missed it, which is entirely valid. But yeah.
Stone Cache is a nice place to spawn in Nehru Desert because it opens up basically everything with the bomb bag. Logically, it does. I mean, both of these runners know how to do Temple of Time skip. And the classic shortcut chest here. Oh, Mario's gonna drown. And yep, your average Link is gonna go do some loose crystals. One interesting thing just to keep an eye on with that wallet on Pero, that does put that first bottle into logic on Beetle 800. Don't know what that means, but I'm just thinking about it with the two wallets. Wait, no, it doesn't. Wait, yes, it does. Because they also have a way to grind for rupees.
Yeah, I think like the expensive things on Beetle, like the logic is a little bit complicated, but I think for the most part, it's like, can you get that amount of money? And also, can you grind for it as well? Because
yeah, and the bomb bag with where they spawned in Lanayru for Mario will put that into logic. So
yeah,
the Beetle's shop logic is messy and
yeah, it's good that like the ability to grind rupees is factored nicely into it, because I'd be fucked if I'd be getting 800 rupees just by like smashing pumpkins.
Yeah. I mean, if I played the one seed where Bamboo Island was required on these settings to get something on Beetle 300. It's awful. Unlike a lot of the other Zelda games, there is not an easy way to grind for money.
Yeah, in Skyward Sword, it's just either find it in a dead chest or cry. Basically, those are your two options.
Or get enough treasure so you can sell it. That is why we do have the wallets fill when you get them. But yeah, I mean, the Beetle shop, I think I can say this is one of the more controversial pieces of the settings.
Oh yeah, definitely
There's Spiral Charge. I don't know if we actually saw if either Spiral Charge Rock had something.
I want to say at least one of them pinged, or I could just be completely making that up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're looking at the crystals as the path item, but Spiral Charge certainly could be. I mean, if that's Water Dragon scale, they can go beat Ancient Cistern.
Dal already has White Sword, which is kind of crazy. He did just spend time doing Petra, so he's got that sword early on as well, which is going to be handy.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably going to go full clear Thunderhead, I think, at this point. Which, hey, maybe it's the Ruby Tablet. But, yeah, I mean, Mario is going to have to be a little careful here on One Heart. This lightning node especially can be kind of tricky. Because it is very easy for the Ampolis to hurt you. And okay, so we know where all of the swords are that they need to beat the seed.
Yeah, we know where like all but one are, and that's
Yeah.
that's how many. That's how many we need just to beat the seed. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Skyward Strike does not kill these Bokos. And yeah, that is why Mario picked up the heart. Because this Amplish Shell will shock you. Will troll you if you only have one heart. The swords are definitely not path items. I do know that. Alright, and now Yal is going to go do the Kiwi Elder's Reward. Because that is the only thing. Mario having a little trouble with this bomb throw. There we go. Yeah, this is the randomizer will never require you to do that throw, but it's a little precise.
I think it's quicker than just flying the beetle.
Yeah, flying the beetle, it's in logic. Or using the bow.
Oh, there's the bow.
Yep.
Well, there's a bow, should I say? There's 3.
Yeah. Yeah, so I didn't see what time Mario actually got the Amber Tablet, but I said 5 or 6 minutes, and I think that's going to be actually maybe underestimating. The good news for Yal is some of the things that Mario did, or that Yal did, Mario is going to have to do. But probably he's not going to do loose crystals. You know, I guess there's a world where he could skip Beatrice, although, I don't know, do you do Beatrice for True Master Sword? I don't know the answer to that.
I feel like I would lean no. I feel like Beatrice takes so long that I would just try and, like, it's just assuming I'd be comfortable with, like, just having the Master Sword, I would just try and spend the rest of the game with just the Master Sword.
Yeah, I mean, I think whether Mario gets that sword kind of depends on other things. But yeah, so far the only thing that could be a path item here is Spiral Charge, maybe Gratitude Crystals, but I highly doubt it's the Gratitude Crystals.
Right, yeah.
Alright, Number Play says he got the tablet at 21:46, so yeah, I mean, this is going to be almost 11 minutes later. And yeah, it's entirely possible that Deep Woods hint that neither of them got is either Kiwi Elder Reward or like a Faron Woods path.
Bottle of Mario Runner's End. He'll be able to do a few more things in the sky there. And also, that's going to be useful for opening via Sanctuary later.
Yeah, Mario is not going to... There are some things Mario has not done here that he's just going to skip. So he didn't do the... He didn't save the robot. I don't know if he checked those 2 chests either. But we're probably going to finally see the Volcanic Island hint. Because he's going to grab some mushroom spores here. Oh, no!
Love that.
Oh, that's...
Love that.
I mean...
For those who blinked and missed that, that was the Amber Tablet on Kikwi Elders on the Volcanic Islands Hintstone.
That is a hint stone they could have gotten at the beginning of the game.
Literally in like the first 5 minutes. Yep.
Yep. And they are both going to feel like the other runner got it early when they see the hint.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Because usually that is one of the first things you do when you go to the sky. There's a lot of money. Although we know that the only useful thing at this point in Betrot's house are gratitude crystals, so... Yeah, I mean, it's... I wonder how Yal is going to feel when he gets that hint in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, he just did the check. He's got the Amber Tablet, and he's go, oh yeah, this check I haven't done. Oh, I have this hint. I haven't checked this hint. I'm gonna go see it. Oh wait, it just is probably
he might check it here as he goes to Lanier, because it is right by the pillar. Maybe. But I don't think he's going to. But yeah, this will be something to ask about, and if they come in for an interview.
Angry slashes. I have a feeling that maybe on Yal's screen, we didn't see it on Mario's screen, but on Yal's screen, that Hintstone might have a tough time when Yal reads it.
Yeah, it's probably going to get abused.
Probably.
I think Mario here is actually going to be able to buy everything else he might want in the shop. He's not going to grab the bottle, but he probably will grab these gratitude crystals. I'm always impressed when someone does an unbuffered brake slide.
Yeah, some pretty technical movement.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Do you love a good unbuffered brake slide, personally?
It's not something I have even ever bothered trying to learn. But yeah, I think we're going to see Mario go check the treasure shop here. So he's going to get the sword. But I'm starting to wonder if those checks that he just didn't grab might have had something. Because there were a few things in Linear Desert that were skipped. And that spiral charge is not the path item. Because the only thing that unlocked was a wallet. And there's no way that wallet was hard required. Based on everything we've seen.
Right.
Like, it's entirely possible that saving the cage robot is the path item. Which is why, like, I don't know, that's why I was a little surprised he didn't do it. But we will see it pretty soon, I think. I'm just trying to think of like what have we not seen so far that they can do, and I think it may just be the caged robot.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because I think Mario did a lot of this on his first trip.
Yeah, I mean, I do think Mario is going to go back, hopefully. But I think for Mario now, the only thing he's done that he has not done that Yao has is Beatrice.
Right, yeah, he hasn't done that.
I think.
Yeah, with Master Sword.
So, like, despite everything, they're actually going to be pretty close to even.
Yeah, I think that it looked like Yao had a bit like a was a bit behind, especially after getting that Amber Tablet really late. But Yao still filled a lot of the time by doing like other stuff, whilst Mario was busy being deep in there. So yeah. But all things considered, like Yao's deficit isn't, I think, as big as what it might have initially seemed.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we are going to see Mario do Beatrice here, but oh no, he's going to do Fledge's crystals.
Ah.
Okay.
At least start it. He's got one bottle, I believe.
Yeah. He may have forgotten about those things in Linear Desert. I don't know how much. Not. Mario might be one of those runners who does not use a tracker.
I can't remember if
who don't
he
use
does.
trackers.
Yeah, I know there's like some people. I don't know if Mario's one of them. I want to say Mario once mentioned that he doesn't use tracker, but
Ooh.
yeah.
That bomb just rolled off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Fledge's crystals also could have been the hint in Deep Woods, so like, if it's required, the way the hint placement works, at least one copy of every hint has to be placed in Logic before the check is required. There are 2 copies of Fledge's crystals, so it's definitely a possibility.
Right, yeah.
But I'm just wondering about the caged robot. I also wonder, so there are 2 claw shot locked checks. One of them there is a way to get out of Logic. I wonder if we might see Yao do the bit work to get it. And yeah, I mean, I think if you are doing Fledge, it makes some sense to also just do Beatrice routing while you're doing it. Oh, that is 2 things here that Mario just skipped. That chest has something. Oh no.
That is, yeah, that is a pretty crazy find.
I mean, that's our path item.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, unless this is the scale. Mario is going to find it eventually. But yeah, I just updated the path command.
Bugnet.
I mean, Mario probably will go back to desert, and
I think he looks pretty confused now, so I believe he'd be at the locations.
Gonna go and douse there. Yeah, he's not sure what to do.
Yeah, I guess hopefully that it's the chest. It's something they hope be able to douse if he's in the right area. It's not like a freestanding thing where he has to like go and see what the item is.
Yeah, he is now not sure. Like I said, I don't know if Mario uses tracker. So I think what we're going to see is him going to douse Linear Desert. No sword slashes on the hint from Yao.
But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he was like so concerned of being behind, didn't have any time for sword slashes.
Yeah, I mean, I 100% think, and I don't know if we're going to interview them because they are doing their games back to back. If we interview them, they're both going to think the other one got that hint 5 minutes in.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And with that sword, rushed Kikui Elder right away. But yeah, things have definitely kind of taken a turn here. Kind of been a roller coaster, 45 minutes.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Yeah, I think that Mario is just doing some Petra stuff. I assume just to get some thinking time while he tries to figure out what is exactly that he has left and where his progression is. But Yao's already kind of found that progression, with that being Ruby Tablet. So Yao's going to go ahead and, I assume, go to Elden now and do some stuff there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a non-zero chance that you're going to want to get that sword no matter what. It could let you go mode a dungeon or something else. But I do think we are going to see Mario go back to Linear Desert shortly.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Meanwhile, well, there's one Triforce.
There's one. We are in need of 3.
Yeah, but we do know where one of them is. There's our second chest and check hint. The fact that that is possibly required, I do think, tells you it's not going to be required. Because these runners are never going to need... The tough beetle is never required, and these runners are never going to need the quick beetle. And that can't be like hook beetle that blocks 2 others, so... I do think we know that that's dead. Not surprised that we're seeing Gal do the out-of-bounds trick here. So what he's going to do is get hit by the Boko while he's run up on this wall, and the recoil will push him up. Just a little precise timing.
Some slashes from Mario on the chest with the Ruby Tablet on it.
Yep. The ET key pieces can be anywhere.
Yeah, 100%. ET key pieces are kind of just like normal items that are found anywhere in the overworld. Just that we do start with 3 of them, so we just have to find 2 of them, which makes them a little bit better, right?
Yeah. Yeah, in the past you were required to get all 5, but we also allowed you to do a back in time trick to skip the door altogether. I don't think anyone really liked that. We kind of experimented with something different. We'll see. We'll see what we do in the future.
Right, yeah.
This is definitely one of the other things that has gotten a lot of discussion. It is illegal to dupe an item. If you dupe an item, you are disqualified. The only exception are some loose crystals. You're allowed to dupe them, but you can't count them. Oh, duping them in the pool is not possible right now in this randomizer. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that some of the developers have like sometimes said, oh, we can like add more like this item and that item, but it's not a thing. And so I don't think it's possible at least right now, and I don't think it will be for some time in at least SD Rando.
Yeah, there is Din's Power. That is a bottle plus 1 other. So we're probably not going to see that trial. Because at this point, possibly required means you don't need it. Since they have all the swords, and that's the one possibly required thing that might actually be required. Is that
Yep, that's the other mitts, Mog mitts on Yal's side.
In fact, with the items Yal has, Yal would be able to full clear Boko base here. Because I think he knows... Well, I mean, no, actually, the only thing he can't get is the Bella's Lock check. So we might actually see him do that. Yeah, you don't actually need Claw Shot to clear everything, although you do have to sometimes make some decisions. Because there's one chest that you are kind of locked from getting out from. But I think that's why Yal skipped Boko base here. Because I think he's going to come back. One of these days I should learn that bomb throw that Yao did.
It is something that I would only ever subject yourself to when you have the bomb bag.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen the other version of it and it's awful. Oh, okay. Ooh. Well,
that is rather interesting.
Yeah. Fire Sanctuary is now... I mean, you can't... You still logically need Hook Beetle, but that does put Fire Sanctuary into play.
Yeah, Yal can now at least reach the dungeon.
I don't know if I would do it here before other things, but I do think if you're going to go into Bokoblin base, you're at least going to want to open it. But yeah, It's very, very interesting. See. We might see the runners diverge a little bit here. Because with the claw shots, at this point you can full clear everything, almost everything else in the Nehru. If you want to, and we do know there are a couple chests that had something in desert. But you may just want to say, well, I'm probably not going to need Hook Beetle, so I can just beat Fire Sanctuary, hopefully. But yeah, I would expect that Yao is going to go full clear the Goblin base now. Let's see. Mario's not going to be happy about that hint. Fudge's crystals.
Oh, for sure. Having already done it.
And yeah. Not surprisingly, Yao is going to go to Goblin base here. Hope that the Bella's lock check doesn't have anything. Otherwise, you can grab everything. And we do know there's a Triforce here, so you do have to come in. Oh. But yeah, I mean, we are still missing a few things for Go Mode. The True Master Sword is in the pool, but to beat the Seed, they only have to get the Master Sword. The reason, though, that you can have extra swords is because you're not adding items that don't exist in the vanilla game. You're basically just shuffling, like, you're not adding extra items. And I think the problem is when you have extra items, there's like coding that's needed to prevent the game from crashing. When, say, you get the True Master Sword and pick up an 8th sword, 7th or 8th sword. We're going to see Yal do the bomb boost here. Yes, we are. So Yal's going to run up the wall. No. He was going to try to run up the wall and get recoiled by the bomb, but that did not work. It is... The bomb in Skyward Sword has a very large radius, but surprisingly there are not a lot of places in the game where you can actually use that to your advantage.
Yeah, like compared to like other games, like I know Wind Waker has quite a lot of bomb boosts. Like, sorry, excuse me. Sorry. DP has like a few here and there, but yeah, Skyward Sword not really any, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think bombs are as. That was not the harp. That was actually that was Nehru's Wisdom, which has nothing. Yeah, I was gonna say that. The bomb bag is not nearly as overpowered as like bombs in Breath of the Wild.
Oh god, yeah, in that game they're like, yeah, bomb boosts just kind of everywhere.
Yeah. I know there's some tricks in Link to the Past that use the bombs too. Not that I know that game well, but I've watched a few races. But yeah, we will see. So the Triforce is somewhere up here in the summit part of Boko Base. Mario... Oh, Mario went in here without the claw shots. Right. So Mario is going to double dip the Goblin Base. I think. Even though he actually could clear it with the items he has and go back down. But yeah, this is kind of another place where just like, I think what Mario did made sense, but it obviously, like, we know now that the routing choice that Yal did was a little better. But yeah, I'm curious to see how much Fire Sanctuary Yal does here.
Yeah, he could also just do nothing, where he could just go as far as to get the statue and then dip out and do some other stuff.
Yeah.
That would also make sense here, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, another Triforce Tringle
Yeah, I mean,
thing.
for Go mode, we need, at this point, one ET key piece, potentially Hook Beetle, small chance of Bellows, and Water Dragon Scale and Harp.
Yeah, so the potential for it to still be quite a few items, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think about that, but it is a fair amount. I mean, that Elden Volcano to Ghirahim 2, I think, is probably our mitts. Since the game requires you to have mitts. But yeah, I'm kind of wondering where our hint is. And yeah, we have hit 1 hour. Big shout out to our trackers, Joshi and Vibrant Phyla, who helped make this happen. Please give both of our runners a follow, Yal and Mario. And thanks to KitKat for commentating with me.
Yeah, thanks Golden for commentating with me and also restreaming this race for us all to see.
Yeah, I don't know what Yal is going to do. I don't think there's a bad choice here. I would probably lean towards Overworld, just because if you can go mode Fire Sanctuary, you want to. It's a pretty slow dungeon, and potentially you can skip a lot of it, but
looks like he's going for it somewhat.
Yeah. It's not a bad idea.
Oh yeah. And he's just in here at the very least trying to ping a few of the checks.
Yeah, and I think he is going to do the RBM for the statue before he gets that first chest. So we're going to see our first back in time. So if you've not seen Skyward Sword before, you're about to see kind of the big showcase glitch, where you play on the title screen.
Yeah, I mean this is like Skyward Sword's like this is basically Skyward Sword storage. It's Skyward Sword's like I'm actually not too familiar what like the other big glitches are in other games, but like this
OT and
this
Majora's Mask, those don't. I mean, I guess it's like SRM, but they don't use those in the randomizer.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Back in time is like, this is Skyward Sword's big glitch. And in race settings, we mostly allow this. There's a few restrictions that we have just so that the game doesn't get completely torn apart.
Yeah. Yeah, and so Yal is actually doing a lot of back in time tricks here. I think we're gonna see kind of the whole. This is gonna be the like season 2 special. Back in the days where Hook Beetle was pretty rare to get. So I don't actually know what these RBMs are. You probably are more familiar with all of them than I am.
Yeah, so the one Yal's doing right now is he's trying to RBM a specific chest in. He's trying to do the map chest, or I believe the correct name for it is like rescuing the second trapped Mogma. And by doing this, he basically brings this barrel over to this kind of old lady and starts a file as the flag that is like placing the barrel down next to her is set. And by doing that and also doing a few other things to commit that bit into memory, Yao will find that once he gets to that room with that specific chest, the chest will just kind of just magically be there.
Yeah. Essentially what's happening is you are setting a flag in memory on Skyloft as you load your file, which ends up setting the memory flag in your main game. As my friend Pix calls it, it is gaslighting the game to make you think you've done things you have not done.
That is a very good description of how it works.
Yeah. Gaslighting is actually the perfect description of it.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to see Yal do another trick here as well. Yeah. So we're going to see Yal do another trick with Back in Time that is actually going to allow him to get the statue in the second half of the... Oh, wait. He does not... Does he have another commit in this first room?
He should have the digging spot.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, near the pots. Yeah. That's just
okay. Yeah. Yeah, so, sorry, what we were referencing is you have to, basically to save what you put into memory, you have to do something else that alters the memory, which is what's called a commit. So, the first time when he shot that water fruit down, that essentially sets a memory flag, so you don't see the cutscene again. And saving that memory flag will also save the other one for that chest later. And is this going to be the Platts RBM? Or is he...
It doesn't look like it. I think it looks like this is the Upper Academy Bitwop.
Okay. Yeah, so what he's doing here... Oh. Did that work?
That should be fine. Yeah, he hit the save. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, so what he did here was he saved at a statue as he was loading in his file, which essentially saves in your coordinates for where the statue is, where you saved. And this allows you, in this case, to warp kind of out of bounds into an unloaded area. So we're going to see Yal kind of do some tricky things here to get a few chests that he otherwise could not get.
A slingshot.
Yeah. I don't think the balcony had anything.
Not that I noticed.
Yeah, and so now you cannot do this jump normally, but when you're in this unloaded state, you can actually do this jump to get down here without flying out of bounds. And now he's going to get to the back half of the dungeon. So he has now skipped half the dungeon. And basically what he's hoping for at this point is that the boss key is not locked behind the hook beetle. It's a 30-some % chance, essentially. That you are required to get the boss key behind the hook beetle.
Yeah, meanwhile Mario getting to the entrance of Fire Sanctuary, but then warping out, allows him to do some other stuff as well, just before entering into the dungeon.
I do think this makes sense. There's a lot of overworld that he can do in Lanayru especially.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
It's like there were 2 chests that were claw shot locked in Desert that doused. At this point, you can clear all of Lanayru Gorge. You should be able to clear all of Sandsea. And potentially that's going to let you go mode Fire Sanctuary. Potentially skip some of what Yal is doing, but also if you end up having to full clear the dungeon, doing this all with Back in Time is definitely slower than clearing it normally. There's definitely a bit of a trade-off. Getting trolled a little bit by the Moldorm, as Moldorms do in all Zelda games. Beetle's Insect Cage, not the greatest item here. I didn't see what was on the other. On the other claw shot locked item.
I did not see either.
Alright, well, it is entirely possible that it was gratitude crystals. Okay, thank you. Entirely possible then that Hook Beetle is going to be hard required to beat Fire Sanctuary. There's one more opportunity for it. Mario's going to get some hints here. And the Goron Block Bomb. Okay, Yal is going to do the RBM, I think, for Platt's chest.
Yeah, looks like it at this point. Not sure what other RBM he'd be doing at this point.
I think that's got to be it. I don't know if this is faster than doing it normally. My guess is it is if it has nothing, and it's not if it has something. Okay, there's our last key piece for Earth Temple. So Mario is going to be able to full clear the dungeon. So yeah, we are going to see some pretty wide divergence now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's also possible that like Mario is just going to do Ancient Cistern before he goes into Fire Sanctuary at all. Forko. We're not going to see any of our runners try to draw. All right, it does look like that chest has something. So if Yal is lucky, that is his boss key. And yeah, so what Yal did was normally you have to go chase the magma here to get this chest, but he set something in memory that spawned the chest in.
There's
Okay.
the boss key.
Yeah. I think he's gonna death warp back to the statue. I don't know if this is that much faster. Especially on 6 hearts. I'm not sure it's actually faster. So yeah, hour and 15 minutes. We're gonna finally see our first dungeon completed.
And it's Fire Sanctuary.
Yeah,
Yep, that's...
that does happen though. Oh,
It does. It is rather strange that the longest dungeon and the dungeon with the most requirements is always the first one. Or well, it is strange when it is the first one, but yeah, it does happen sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I remember in the Remlets tournament, there were a lot of seeds where like your bomb bag was here and you do it before Earth Temple.
Oh right, yeah, of course.
Yeah, it does look like there are 2 chests here in Skipper's Retreat. I think Mario will be very happy if like Bellows are on this first chest and you can just grab his hook beetle here, even though it's not required. But yeah, it looked like there were 2 chests here.
Oh wow, Hook Beetle at the end of Fire Sanctuary.
That is locked behind the hook beetle, logically.
Yeah, I mean, logically that's going to be Quake Beetle or something else, but that's for you, how that is Hook Beetle.
Yeah. No, Mario is gonna get hit off, I think. Oh, no. Okay. The timing on that is kind of precise. To not get knocked off by the Baba. More gratitude crystals. Yeah, and Yal at this point I think is gonna just do the front half of... No, he's not doing front half of Fire Sanctuary. Duh, I'm not paying attention. I was looking at Mario's stream.
I mean, with the Hook Beetle, it would make sense if he wanted to do the front half of Fire Sanctuary, but he's elected to do other things for now.
Yeah. The Coloctos path was definitely the Ruby tablet. It's just not clear what it was for. Is that Magma Turf for Scaldera is the key piece?
I think so.
Yeah, it's gotta be. Well, okay, there's our logical hook beetle for Mario. So good news, chest and shack, nobody's gonna have to get it. Which we knew anyway. Because if that locked 2 beetles behind it, it might have been required. No, it definitely would have been required. If all the beetles were locked behind the second one.
Yeah, I believe so.
Because Hook Beetle is hard required, so... Or is logically required to beat the seed. But we're about to see some convergence again. We might get to see my favorite thing, which is killing Keith with the... No, we're not seeing him kill the Keith with the whip. It's one of my favorite little things to do.
Oh, Mario.
Oh!
Died to the keys.
Yeah.
Honestly, electric keys can just sometimes do that to you.
Yeah, they do. No, don't quit, yeah. Or Mario. You do not want to quit. Yeah, that is a custom game over screen that Yao has done. There's a lot of kind of informal modding you can do to this game. Mario has done less than Yao, which is not surprising. Yao is one of the developers of the Randomizer and the HD Randomizer as well.
Yeah, he has done a lot, like, inside the game as well, with the game over screen, to say the least.
But yeah, I mean, Mario at this point is probably about to get sent into Earth Temple or Fire Sanctuary.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Unless the scale is here. But he can clear both dungeons at this point. He's gonna have to go to the end inside of Pirate Stronghold. Yeah. So, Gal not going into Sansi. He's gonna just book it to Earth Temple. Which, to be fair, if there's nothing here, could just be really fortuitous for him. Like, so far there hasn't been anything hard required here in Sansi. So I can't really fault Yao for this. Like, Sansi is not the fastest region to clear, even when you can fully beat it. And there is nothing that Mario has gotten that Yao is going to miss. That could change.
Oh, there's true Master Sword. On Mario's end.
That'll be useful, but again, Yao is definitely not missing out. By missing that, it does make the end game a little easier. But both of these runners are experienced enough that I don't think it will make a huge difference.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
I always love that. No, I mean the if it's only a sword here, Yal skipping Sansi will be really beneficial for him. I mean, I think that is not really up for debate. But if the scale is here, that's good for Mario, but also like it's mostly not disastrous for Mario, I would say. Okay, well, there we go. So Yal is gonna have to come here. Mario, I mean, at this point, Mario should just go clear dungeons.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a pretty good idea from.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna see him. Like, I would start with probably Ancient Cistern because it's the fastest.
Has Mario been to Boko Base yet?
He has. Yeah, he full cleared it.
Oh, okay, so he's got that. He's got that Triforce from there. Because he's only 2 items from Go, a harp and a Triforce.
Yep.
That's kind of insane. Well, I guess Yal's 3 items from Go: Scale, Harp, and Triforce.
Yeah,
but Yal's going to eat Earth Temple first.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense from Yal's perspective. I think for Mario, Floria into Cistern makes sense. Like, it's entirely possible that Mario could get to Go mode a bunch of dungeons, which in his position could help kind of. He is a little behind, so it could help close that gap a little bit.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But that last Triforce and the Harp are kind of looming large. It could be something like Mature 50 has our Harp. Which is gross, but... yeah, like that boss key being where it is, again, could be good for Mario if he doesn't have to do everything in the dungeon.
Yeah, if Mario enters this at in Go mode, then he would, in theory, be able to skip most of the dungeon.
Yeah, I mean, Yal, meanwhile, is probably gonna at least enter the lava tunnel. There's our third bow. $50 crystals, Mario's gonna want that. Yeah, I mean, it's not guaranteed, but I think it's pretty likely that we're not going to have to go into any trials. The only reason we would at this point is for Triforce. Yeah, that's 100% the only reason.
Ooh, gas players.
I mean, bellows don't open that much.
Ooh,
well, there's
a
a
harp.
I mean, that's still probably good for Mario.
Yeah, so not bad for Mario.
If you're a Mario fan, like, I think Mario is going to do Earth Temple before Fire Sanctuary.
He is here with Cistern though, so he might full clear Cistern if he does this first. That's
true. But we know Cistern's not barren, so we,
right.
It has something in it. Whereas at this point, like Fire Sanctuary, we know doesn't have anything.
Yeah, it had basically like nothing in it.
I mean, unless there's a Triforce in the front half that Yal's just gonna have to go back for. Like, I still think Yal's ahead, but where this last Triforce is, it could make it closer.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, not much to say. I mean, Earth Temple, we know there's nothing else in the rest of Earth Temple except the boss reward. We'll see here in Cistern.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, the runner's just kind of zooming through the seed, just kind of clearing dungeons and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's dungeons, trials. I'm not sure what else. There's not a ton in the overworld we haven't seen. Like, top of the Great Tree. That might be it for overworld checks. A lot of Skyloft things. Like, there's some Skyloft cleanup. But... Yeah, I mean, we, like, at this point, we're only looking for one more item for us to know where everything is to beat the seed.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah. But like, you look at like, yeah, I'm on Yal's track on a stream. It says that he's got like 67 locations remaining. So, I think especially for Yal, but I think also from Mario Runner, this is like feeling like a bit of like a casino seed where we're just trying to get that last Triforce. But that's where that is. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, now really just depends kind of what Mario, like, this could be a close race.
Oh yeah, just we just need the other runner to get the other item. Yeah,
I think Yal is probably a little ahead still, but Mario might be able to save a bunch of time in Fire Sanctuary, especially. And, like, Mario is going to full clear Cistern, although it's not a huge time loss. It's a pretty quick dungeon. And if he goes Earth Temple first, he could be in a pretty good spot. If he goes Fire Sanctuary first, I think Yal is pretty clearly ahead.
Oh yeah.
But also, like, will Mario go check a couple things in Faron Woods that we know don't have anything useful? Probably not, but we don't know for sure. Yeah, I mean, the question about Fire Sanctuary for Mario is, does he decide to do the RBM to do the back half first? Because if he does, he could get that boss key early. If he does full clear the dungeon from the front, like that's where Mario's time save in in the dungeon could really come from is if he just skips to the back half and does plats before he does the boss key. And I just don't know if he's going to. Mario, you can't actually peek this without having to flip the lily pad here. I've learned this trick. So if you swim from above, you can actually peek this item down here. Very fast Master Sword Zeldera from Yal. Although Mario is going to have a pretty... All of Mario's boss fights are going to be pretty quick with True Master Sword.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think for Yal, he is probably going to go to Sansi next. Which is why I think he probably is still ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Mario's left has to do like all three of his dungeons. I mean, he's beating one of them right now, but he's still got to do Fire Sanctuary. He's still got to do Earth Temple. I guess ideally Mario should be able to go mode Fire Sanctuary, although he'll still have to try and find the boss key. And if he tries to look for that in the front half, then he'll be there for quite some time.
I think for Mario to win the race, he has to do Earth Temple first. And he has to do the statue RBM and do the back half of the dungeon first as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Yal, meanwhile, is going to check a couple things here. Warping to start checking these things in sealed grounds makes sense. He's probably going to do Gorko, because no, he did get the Gorko hit. So he's not going to check that, at least. But yeah, like, Yal is going to check top of the Great Tree here. Which we know there's nothing up here useful. Sorry, that yawn is not because I'm bored.
Yeah, well, Mario's ends, again, having that TMS, just two Skull Strikes and then Clogness is dead.
Yep.
Another way that Mario could have built it is just with the bow, because in vanilla you're not supposed to have the bow at this point. So the bow does a stupid amount of damage to Clogness, where you just go, pew pew, and then he's basically just dead.
Yeah, it's a kind of programming bug that they minimize the damage from a number of weapons. But for whatever reason, because you're not expected to have the bow, they don't minimize the bow damage. And then the Skyward Strike they also don't minimize that. Although it does have to be the hero mode one. So if you're playing not on hero mode, you can't do that trick. Yeah, I think Yal at this point is... He's trying to do everything he can to avoid Sansi.
Yeah, which is understandable, but we just know it's going to bleed him a lot of time here and there.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's kind of where we're at this point is Yal is certainly closer to beating the seed right now. But Mario could have a faster path.
Yeah, and also on Mario's end, I think he's doing some more stuff in, like, in Farron and elsewhere, so he's still bleeding time here and there.
Yeah, I mean, doing the top of the Great Tree makes sense. That is Gratitude Crystal Pack and Skyloft Trial. But yeah, like, I would expect Mario is probably going to go to Earth Temple or Fire Sanctuary next, rather than doing Skyloft cleanup. Because especially Earth Temple, the difference between go moding it and not is not that big. Like, that's the reason I expect him to go to Earth Temple before Fire Sanctuary. And that could be totally wrong, but... This is very much a, like, if I was in his shoes, that's probably what I'd do before I start cleaning up Skyloft. Because you know you have to beat your dungeons no matter what.
Right, yeah.
But now I think Yal is about to go to Sansi. And so I think Yal is still ahead at this point.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Given by how much Mario still has to do, I think that it's not unreasonable to think that Yal does have a slight lead here. Also, Mario still doing some more Skyloft stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely Yal's race to lose at this point.
I would say so, yeah.
Like, everything Mario is doing makes sense here. We just happen to know, like, with complete information, that it's not working out.
Yeah. Like we in the commentary riff can say, like, oh yeah, like you know, like this, that, and the other. But yeah, like these runners, they're making the best decisions they know with the info that they have. So it is just kind of what it is.
Yeah, I mean, my question is, will Yal skip Skipper's Retreat and just go to Pirate Stronghold first? We do see runners do that sometimes. Yeah, like for Mario, he's gonna check Zelda's Closet here. Probably will check Patro, probably will turn in... We'll do Malara. Like, these are all things that make sense, because there's a lot of checks he can do in Skyloft right now. Yeah, not sure what else to say at this point. I mean, Mario's going to show us things we have not seen yet, but like I assume he's going to go clear Patro's house. Because he's got 50 crystals. But we know the rest of Betro's house doesn't have anything useful.
Yeah. I mean, at this point here, we know where everything is. Everything that we need is. So really, we're just waiting on the runners, kind of getting the items, the respective items that you need. Yal with his Triforce, and then Mario with his harp and the rest of his dungeons. Yeah.
Yal is probably. My guess is he'll finish in like 210-ish.
Yeah, I can imagine it being a 2-0. Definitely depends on how quickly you get to Sister. With this like kind of relatively slow part of the seed, I am personally gonna take this opportunity to get some water. So I'll be quickly RB and chat. This is my reminder to all of you to drink water because it is good for you.
Hydration is very important, everyone.
Very much so. BRB.
Yep. So we're gonna see Malara's crystals here. We know this has nothing, but we do get to help clean Malara's house. Although, as has been pointed out many times, blowing the dust into the air is not actually going to clean it. The dust will all resettle. Yal, meanwhile, is going to get, I want to say Gust Bellows were here. Or, no, there's a beetle at the bottom here. And something crystals at the top. Or slingshot. I forget exactly which it was, but it was nothing super useful. We obviously know the scale is at the end of Skipper's Retreat. Or of, not Skipper's, Pirate Stronghold. So yeah, I was a couple minutes from getting that. We also know Betro's house has nothing useful. Other than that sword on the very first check in it. So while we know where everything is, it's going to take a little more time for our runners to get it all. But yeah, I mean, at this point, it is very much Yal's race. As much as I would like to say there's some kind of suspense, it's Mario just has too much left to do. Just kind of what you'd expect from these two runners. Like, Yal definitely is faster. He's one of the top any percent speedrunners. Speedruns other categories. And yeah, sure enough, a whole lot of nothing here from Betro. It'd be insult to injury if... Okay, at least the 30 chest doesn't have anything. But yeah, but Betro just had gold rupees and treasures.
Alright, right.
I do think now we're going to see Mario finally go over to Earth Temple.
Yeah, I mean, for Mario at this point, I mean, both Earth Temple and Fire Sanctuary are both open. I feel like most people would go Earth Temple first, just because go moding a Fire Sanctuary is normally better than go moding Earth Temple.
Yeah.
I guess in both you do still have to get the boss keys, but that's more just kind of random and where the boss key lies.
Yeah.
I think ideally for both. I mean, if you have to full clear trying to find a boss key, then so be it. But I think in an ideal world, skipping most of Fire Sanctuary is better than skipping most of Earth Temple. I mean, and yeah, we see Mario going first into Earth Temple. So Mario's going to be in Go mode. I want to say a decent amount into the dungeon, getting that harp. But yeah, Mario then still has to beat this, and then Fire Sanctuary, and then
yeah,
beat the
game.
Harp
was on the Zalfos. So
yeah, correct.
He'll be in go mode pretty soon, but his go mode is going to be a lot longer. I mean, the good news for Mario, he will get to skip. He'll get to do the RBM to skip the lava tunnel. Saves a little bit of time, but yeah, I mean, this is pretty. He'll be in go mode in a minute or two.
Yeah. Mario's definitely gonna hit go mode first. But yeah, he's still got quite a bit to do.
Yeah. I mean, he has to beat 2 times.
Yeah, which is quite a bit in itself.
It's not like Mario necessarily did anything wrong. I mean, missing the Ruby tablet cost him a couple minutes, but I don't know that necessarily decided the seed here. Like,
yeah, I'm trying to think back to like a lot of like the weird moments of these. Yeah, I think a lot of it was just kind of how the all the items kind of just fell into place.
Yeah. Like a lot of the decisions Mario made a lot of sense in context. That is go mode for Mario.
Yeah.
It just kind of, they didn't work out. It's not like Yao was able to skip much that Mario did, other than some of the final Skyloft cleanup. Yao is just a more... I mean, this is just kind of true. Yao is a very fast player of the game, and is able to just do a lot very efficiently.
Yeah, absolutely. I think like that is that's definitely part of it. But I think at least for this one, just like the routes that both the runners took, I think that generally Yao's was more efficient in areas. I feel like Mario ended up dipping more times than Yao, just in general, which kind of, I guess, like bled a lot of time over the course of the seed.
Yeah, the one exception I think was Kikui Elders, which...
Oh, for sure, I mean, yeah. That gave Mario a good advantage there.
To be fair, we are going to ask both the runners how they felt about that hint. So I feel like...
yeah. If I was playing, I would have just been... And I wouldn't have got that hint. I would have been absolutely devastated that hint existed. Because it's just like... It's just right there.
So what Mario is going to do here is he is going to tell the game that the flag for the Pegs Bridge is lifted. Which will allow him to skip.
Oh no, he said yes to the Wii Motion Plus tutorial.
Oh no. That's
good.
Unfortunate.
That game is he's ready to learn about the Wii Motion Plus.
Oh, that is unfortunate. That's some time loss.
Yeah, that's an annoying one, especially when you try and do the bit of shenanigans like that. So basically, what Mario was trying to do was he was trying to keep the splash screen on the screen for bit of shenanigans reasons. But you can't just keep the splash screen on the screen by itself, because after a while a cutscene will play and that will remove you from bit. So we normally end up pressing minus to get the instructional video prompt up to say like, do you want to watch this video? And what we're mostly supposed to do is we're supposed to kind of alternate between having that prompt up and pressing no to it, because then that will that'll make sure we're still on the splash screen. However, because of how it's kind of set up, it is just annoyingly easy at that prompt to press yes, and you'll end up in the situation that Mario is in, where you end up relearning how to use the Wii Motion Plus, which is
and the reason you can't get off the splash screen is if you do, the game will crash when you enter the Night Academy in Back in Time. There are ways to mitigate that. You can set up a file that basically causes it not to crash if you're selected when you enter, which is what Yal did at one point. But what Mario is doing is kind of the more traditional way of doing this, which is just you have to press A to run and do other things, and so if you do it on this Wii Motion Plus tutorial page, you can press A to enter.
Alright, that is go mode for Yal.
Yep.
He's already got the boss key, so he just has to book it to Clock Toast and then beat the game. Yeah, I think Yal should probably get like a 2-0 something, I'd imagine. If I had to guess right now, maybe like a...
Might be
205?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say 205.
206.
And game's like 5 minutes. Clock Toast here is probably be like about the same amount of time, so yeah. I'd say 205. Give or take a few like minutes in each direction.
Yeah. I should say, we talked about the interview, but the runners are doing their games back-to-back. They may actually not want to interview. Although I think Game 2 is probably not getting a restream at this point. Unfortunately, we don't have the volunteers. I went to Duke and want to watch the Duke Houston Final Four game. So we're going to see if they want to come in for an interview when they finish up, but they may choose not to, just as a warning. I just don't know yet. But yeah, Yal very close to finishing. With True Master Sword, he's gonna have a pretty easy time here with Koloktos. Like, depending on what Mario does, he's not that far from finishing, but it's kind of going to depend on how he routes Fire Sanctuary.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh. Mario was trying to two-cycle that, but was not able to. And getting trolled by the eye now. Okay. There we go.
Yeah, the eye can move pretty quickly when Scaldera's at low health, which is pretty annoying for us because it's hard to hit.
Yes. Very, very annoying to hit. Yeah, Yal now just has to go defeat Horde and Girhim and... Oh yeah, and he can warp to start to get there a little faster.
Yeah, you literally start at Sail Grounds, which is a very convenient start location.
Yeah. Not that it's that hard to run, but...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so 205 might have actually been a little high of an estimate.
Yeah, I mean, it might be like a 203, 204 at this point, actually, because yeah, Yal's been kind of zooming through this.
Yep, but pretty solid race. Kind of a... Not... I don't know, kind of a gross seed in some ways.
Yeah, decent amount of it, I think. It was just like kind of annoying item placements, like the Amber Tablet on Kick the Elders, and things like that, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But also, like, no required trials, which is nice.
Yeah, indeed.
There are ways it definitely could have been worse. Yeah, and it does look like Mario is doing front half first. We'll see. I did not even comment on Horde Skip.
Yeah, you just got it.
Yeah. It's not a free trick that he got, but kind of just expect Yal to. He does practice it a lot for his races too, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good one to practice because it's, you know, it's a trick that you're gonna have to do one way or the other.
But yeah, very, very clean endgame from Yal. Not sure what else to say besides that.
yeah, here in this like phase, the true muscle definitely comes in handy with its instant Skyward Strike. And using the Skyward Stabs, which is a thing. You can do Skyward Stabs in this game. Yeah, just makes it so much easier there.
Yeah, that second phase of Gear 3, especially with the True Master Sword, is the one of the two places where it's really helpful in the end game. Yeah, unfortunately, Mario, like not surprisingly, doing the full dungeon forwards, but obviously we know where the boss key is. It's also possible that the third small key is on that second trap magma, so Mario may go out of his way for that. And oh yes, Yao doing the claw shots. This is kind of the Yao special.
Nice.
And that is GG for Yao.
Yep, GGTL.
We're going to see if he wants to come in for an interview. Yes, he does. So we're going to pull him in. GGL.
Hello.
Yeah, GG's.
GG.
The first question, gotta ask. How did you feel when you got the Kikwi Elder hint?
I mean, I figured at that point, like, the only real cost was doing the other two Thunderhead checks, and I was probably going to do those anyway with how early White Sword was. I knew that Dune's power likely wasn't anything too important because Beatrice was only possibly required, but there's a chance that it's one of them.
Yeah. So both you and Mario actually got the check before you got that hint. Which was just something that was kind of funny for us to see.
Yeah, well, that's like the one. Yeah, it's like the hint that you delay until you have bottle usually.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's just a lot of me complaining to myself about Dolphin.
What did you think of the seed overall?
I mean, the Amber Tablet being on Kikwi Elder was a little annoying. But other than that, I was thinking for a while about what that Desert Coloctos path was, but it's almost certainly just like Ruby Tablet.
That's what we think it was, yeah.
In fact, I was thinking to myself, it's possible that the water scale is just in the back part of FS, or in the front part of FS that I didn't do, and I'm wasting my time, but thankfully it showed up in the end of Pirates. But yeah, for whatever reason, playing on Dolphin, even if it's objectively running at like 30 FPS, it feels like I'm playing at 20 sometimes. I don't know if it's an issue with my monitor. Well, no, I don't think it is, because I play console with that same monitor. But I don't know.
I do not know the answer. I don't play on Dolphin very much, so
I guess I can try plug my Wii back in between rounds, but I doubt it's going to work because, like I said, I think it's a Wi-Fi brick, which is like the Wii is able to turn on, but there's no video output, and I can't do anything else. And even then, sometimes it just doesn't turn on. So, yeah. To fix that, I'd have to take it apart, and I don't have screwdrivers with me right now.
Yeah. Trying to think if there are any other specific questions I have about the seed. The Kikwi Elders was the big one.
Yeah, I mean, I ended up doing the same movement out of Firewarp like 3 times, which was a little upsetting, but it at least it didn't it didn't go on for too long before Kikwi's was the only option. There could have been like a Triforce there.
That is true. Yeah, I think if you watch this back, you'll just see Mario got in. We're like, oh, that could be really big, and then shortly thereafter, both of you see that hint after you've both done it. It's like, oh, that's funny. Sometimes Randomizer is funny. Trying to think.
Yeah, I think that other than like a few like weird placements of like items here and there, I think that like I mean ever since I think Mario got that Amber Tablet really early, like both your routes were like pretty unique for the for the most part. Where like I guess Mario kind of initially at least got further on along into the seed. But then yeah, you were kind of able to like find items in different places. So then like towards the end of that, us in the commentary booth and on Restream, we actually knew what like where all the items were for Go mode. Relatively like early on, I guess maybe like 15 minutes before either one of you hit Go mode. So a lot of it for us was just waiting for like you guys to get the other person's items and hit Go mode. But we knew that mostly because again the routes were as different as they were.
Yeah,
and yeah, I think yeah,
like Mario did Fire Sanctuary last, did Cistern first. You obviously did kind of the opposite, Dungeon Order, and we're gonna pull Mario in. So the runners are on a 10-minute delay. So Mario is finished 10 minutes from now in the future, but we're gonna pull him in for an interview.
Wow. I'm time traveling.
Yes. Going forward in time instead of back in time.
Yes.
yeah. GG's on the seed.
Yeah. Thank you. The seed was like weird because it was like, on the one hand, it was like kind of on paper, it shouldn't have been that bad because it's like ETAC, pretty fast dungeons, pretty chill. But I did almost everything. It took forever. Like I think the only things I didn't do were some of the trials, and then mostly the trials.
Yeah,
is what the only things I didn't do, and then a couple random stuff. I spent so long looking for Go mode, trying to be able to get the harp so I could Go mode Earth Temple and Fire Sanctuary. And I could Go mode Fire Sanctuary, but then the boss key was so late that it didn't really do anything. Yeah. I also forgot to get the Ruby tablet at the start of Linear. That was kind of silly.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think as I was saying when Yal was I think that both of you guys routed this pretty differently. Mario, you were by far the first person to get the Amber Tablet, and it was interesting because both of you got the Amber Tablet and then got the Hint Stone in that order.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, so But yeah, but ended up that Mario, you got the tablet a bit before Yao did, so you went into Lanayru, and kind of went along the seeds a little bit sooner, but also then Yao went to other places and got other items. So on a restream, we actually knew where a lot of the Go mode items were way before either one of you hit Go mode, but just because like a lot of that late game for us from our perspective on restream was just waiting for the other runner to get waiting for one run to get the other runner's items, basically. But yeah, I think a lot of it was just kind of like the small things with like with the routing, with like how efficient everyone's route was, and other small things that like add up over time. But I think both of you played pretty well in this game.
Yeah,
And,
relating to the early Amber tablet, since I was walking in through Farron. Normally, the reason I skip Kikwis is because getting Machi is like 9 times out of 10 a huge pain because he's over in the corner and you have to do him first. But coming out of sealed grounds like you're supposed to, it's actually kind of convenient. So I figured I'd pick it up, and then after that, I realized that I had been a little inefficient because if I'd gone over to the Floriadors and stuff before, and then gotten the bomb wall when I was going from Ulo to the Elder, I would have been a little faster at clearing the area, but it was still fine.
So I don't know if you know this, but you don't actually have to get Machi first.
Yes,
in this
you
version,
do.
you can save the Kikwis in any order in this version.
Yeah,
the guy's not the Elder's not there.
Okay, well, but the other Kikwis are.
What?
It's a patch. It was ported over from HD Rando.
Oh my god. Okay, so I've just been assuming I had to get him first this entire time. That's crazy.
You do have to get him.
Why is the Elder tied to that still? That's really weird. Because I just always don't see the Elder, so I'm like, well, gotta go get Machi, and I don't want to do that.
I think probably like path of least effort for patching purposes. Like
yeah, that's
I
fair.
assume there's not actually like a check for the Machi story flag besides the Elder not being there before you do it. So I think all that really needed to be done was just remove the condition for having saved Machi for the other Kikwis to be saved.
Yeah, that's really weird. I don't think I ever would have bothered to check. So yeah, I guess that's good to know. Hopefully I don't need to use it though, because hopefully Kikwi Elder does not have more items.
True. Now it's going to have a Triforce in the next game. I hope you're happy.
Yeah, it's true.
Speaking of, I know you all wanted to take a bit of a break before you all race.
Yeah.
So we probably should let you two go to do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab some food.
Yeah, we are not going to be restreaming the runners, but you can go give them a follow and watch them race game 2 of this best of 3. If game 3 happens, there will be a restream tomorrow. It's at 5 Eastern on, I don't know which DSR channel. But GG's to both our runners. Thank you to Kitcott for commentating with me. And thank you again to our 2 trackers, Vibrant Final and Joshi.
And thank you, Golden, for the restream and being my co-commentator.
Yeah. We're going to go raid our friend Pippi in a Top Hat, who's doing some Skyward Sword speedruns. But thanks for watching, everyone, and have a good evening.
Goodbye.